Hello everyone, I hope you enjoyed your Christmas holidays. It's been a very tough year. Anyways, today welcome back to another exciting video which we're going to review the cold steel Voyager tanto. This one has the Aus10a steel. Like all my reviews, I've got all the information here summarized in the description section of the video, so you can just click on that and read it yourself instead of wasting your video time. I'm going to jump into review and so for a start, this knife has excellent build quality for the money, especially for the money. You pay only around $100 and you get all the premium material for the kind of price you pay. The Aus10a steel is actually similar to 440C in terms of composition, but I'm going to put another link to a video of someone else which actually has done a very good edge retention test on this knife. And Aus10a by the cold steel is actually very good quality. They perform similarly to the 154cm in terms of the wear resistance, so it's pretty premium steel. The sharpness on this knife is excellent out of the box. Just going to do a very quick sharpness test. So you can see I'm doing an actual push cutting. The edge is formed very well. So it's very sharp. The Taiwanese factories by cold steel is just excellent. Oops. And below points are self-explanatory, so you can read it on your own time. So the handle actually has a very strong traction. You can see it's like a cross shaped, but it's very 3D textured handle. So if you put your hand on it, you feel a little bit of a pointiness just from that texture, but it provides a very good traction. If you want to use this knife in a very stressful environment, you can hold your knife pretty sturdy. And the handle size is quite generous as well. I've got a medium sized hand, so I've got some extra room, which I can imagine many people could find useful, because medium-sized hands is not very huge for guys, right? And here there's a hook, which I believe it gives you extra bit of security when you use the knife in a, sort of like in any of the very hard use scenarios. And there's some negative points, of course. Like anything in the world, there's nothing such as perfection. I struggle to flick this knife open sometimes because the blade is heavy and the lock on this thing is quite strong. So like I'll try the locks. They're basically quite strong to provide that extra security. So the trade-off is that when you try to open the knife, there's a lot of detent provided tension that actually requires extra force to flick the knife open. With some practice, anything can be done. But I'm just saying, typically liner lock or like compression lock or axis lock will give you better deployment speed. And this knife is not a light knife, despite the fact it's actually mostly plastic and steel and aluminum construction. The liners are aluminum, so they're fairly light, but it doesn't feel like a light knife really. Although, well, it could have always been a lot heavier, if it's not aluminum liner. Anyways, that's just to keep in mind. I would prefer probably have some like jimping on the back, just give you extra bit of control and security. But I mean, the handle alone is quite nice already. There is no weight reduction on the liners, so the aluminum is all just solid aluminum liners. There's no holes, cutouts or anything. That's not as big an issue. Aluminum itself is fairly light. So you can tell, like, when the knife is actually flick open, it has quite a loud sound. So that's something to keep in mind. It could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. I mean, if you're in a sort of self-defense situation, this loud click could definitely tell people that you mean business. Whereas like if you're using this knife in the office environment, people hear the loud click and see a big shiny knife, it may be something that you want to be like avoiding. Final note on this knife, I absolutely love the Cold Steel Tri-Locks and the Taiwanese made knives by Cold Steel. They just have fairly good quality to price ratio, and you can get some pretty premium material on these. I mean, of course you paid a bit more money, but the entry level ones, the Aus10a steels are really, I think they're pretty good. They're really good for people who don't want to spend a lot of money but still get decent quality. So with that, I'm going to conclude the video. I hope you enjoyed this, and hope you have a happy new year as well. And take care. Thank you for watching.